Hey everybody, welcome back to Laptop Seniors. Today we're exploring once again a different area that you might want to consider if you're considering retiring in Panama or you're already there. We know there's a lot of people that live in Panama City and they wonder about other parts of the country. So, we've been showing you those, and here's another one. This is going to be San Carlos. It's outside of Coronado. Now, one of the things we found out, which was kind of unexpected for us, we actually went there, expecting just one version of San Carlos, but there appears, at least as much as we can figure, two different San Carloses. There's one above the highway and there's one below the Panamanian highway. In other words, one on the water, on the ocean, and one that's not on the ocean. It just didn't come up in ways, which was weird. And, not being super familiar with the area, no way to know that. So, we're telling you that ahead of time in case you're in the area. You might want to see both areas, even though we can only show you one. But we're going to drive to it, we're going to drive through it, we're going to talk about it, we're going to show you a lot of it so you get a feel for what it's like. We're going to go down to the beach, huge, monstrous sized beach, and it's open all the time, which is great because a lot of the beaches, certainly when you're in Coronado, there's a lot of big homes that basically sort of own the beach. I mean, they may or may not literally own the beach, but they're gated, they're fenced, and they butt right up against each other, so there's no way to get to the beach through them. You have to go to little areas, like little walkways, to get to the beach, and they're sort of few and far between. So there's beachfront in Coronado, but really difficult to get to it. San Carlos Beach, man, totally different deal. So let's get in the car and go.
So San Carlos is a straight run going west along the Pan American Highway, and this is the turnoff off the highway. So we're heading south now towards the ocean, and you'll see the actual roadway. Looking for San Carlos is a little bit confusing because there's a San Carlos district and there's the San Carlos town. But in the district of San Carlos, there's a number of other communities, like Vista Mar, which is right next door, is also in San Carlos.
One of the other oddities is that San Carlos is sort of split by a water that goes through it. Like there's a waterway, kind of like a little river, it's pretty thin, but you can't get across that, so you have to go back out to the highway to get back around. So it's kind of an odd area.
Right, so Vista Mar, as we're going south to the ocean, is on the left, and Rio Mar is on the right, which does kind of split up the district. Yeah, it's unusual. And then, as Pat said, there's more of San Carlos on the other side of the highway.
So in just a second, we're going to be pulling into the town, and we're going to drive around through the town. You'll hear us talking. Sometimes it's loud, sometimes it's not. Some of it is relevant, some of it is just us talking. We're kind of going to leave these in for the most part. I think driving around sort of speaks for itself of what you can see. This is definitely a Panamanian town. It's a neat little town. You'll get the idea from watching it. San Carlos Beach Inn. Lovely San Carlos, everybody.
Left.
Well, let's just see what's here. I can turn around. And I'm going to turn around.
As you can see, these roads are a little bit windy. We started heading down thinking we were going towards the ocean, but now it's curved back up towards the highway. So.
$3 for a whole chicken. Wow.
Probably a half chicken dinner.
Yeah, they were showing a whole one. I know, turning around. For sale, baby.
For the most part, the roads were pretty good. You can definitely see some places where they're patchy, particularly on the sides, but definitely they're not wide. So on some of the roadways, if there was another car to pass, you could have trouble. You'd definitely have to go off the road.
Now see now, left or right? What would you like? That seems kind of too thin.
Go. That says Club de Playa, so that
This
would
also
be...
seems like a very thin road. Very thin road. Like a one-car road.
Maybe it's one way.
Maybe it's one way. What if we're not going the right way? Nothing down there. We should go right. Yeah, let's go this way. Let's go this way. See what's
It's
here.
weird. The map is not keeping up with where we are.
This seems like a kind of cool little old town. I kind of like this little place. It's very, you know, this feels like Spain, actually. This feels like Mijas, up in the mountains in Costa del Sol. You know, it's like tourism hasn't really kicked in here. I'm sure it has, but it doesn't look like it has.
There's a church.
Like it, it's nice.
Keep going.
These are one ways.
Keep going. Will it say? Keep going.
I'm just looking at the arrows on the road.
And we also notice that there are arrows right on the road, which we're assuming that's indicating one-way streets. So that was something we had to learn on the fly.
Calle, no exit. Calle sin salida. I don't want to go.
Left.
Hey, everybody watching right now, how do you like the ride so far? Huh?
Yeah, so this is San Carlos south of the main highway.
Ooh, that's a nice Ranger. Look at that truck. That truck looks nice.
We're headed towards the beach, and I believe, go right, I believe you're going to see
Okay.
a public beach.
Yeah, let me wait for this guy to go by, because otherwise he's going to be coming real slow behind me, right on my tail. Okay, what does that say? Residential surf resort in Playa La Ensenada. Okay. Somebody wrote about this place on the YouTube channel. They were asking about Ensenada.
Asking us about it?
Yeah, like, can we go down there and film it and take a look and all that good stuff?
Well, isn't this a happy accident?
There you go. This one's for you, buddy. Can't remember his name. Actually, it had one of those names where you don't know the name. It's, you know, some weird thing like
Handle.
red car 25 Porsche, you know, something like that. Okay. So that's San Carlos as we basically understand it to be. Now we're going to head out toward the beach. Oh, there's the water.
There's the water, the beach on the right.
That's a weird fence.
Yep. And that tells me, wow. And actually, these are not private residences. They look like condemned residences.
Okay, you're a little harsh there. There we go.
We never
they-
did
they
find out what
actually
was
do.
in this compound here on the right.
It doesn't look like there's homes in there. It looks like
Okay, what does this say? Autoridad de Tourism, something tourism. They're definitely not the typical, like in Coronado, with the multi-million-dollar mansion homes sucking up all the beach. That is definitely not what's going on here. And we're coming to.
although it is fenced off.
See, look at this.
Wow.
Look at there. Look up front. Boys to men.
What?
Boys to men.
What are you talking about?
We've come to the end of the road. We've come to to the end of the road.
Oh God.
What is this?
Go around it.
Yeah, we can probably do that. Watch, probably AR-15s come out and start shooting us. Just wave him. Okay.
Keep going.
Gracias.
So what is that facility? It's guarded and gated. It looks like a public beach that has not been maintained, but
Here's a beach.
ooh, what's going on here?
And what is that thing?
Condos on the left.
Okay, there's somebody going to stop us, but there's
Fontanilla.
definitely that thing up there. Definitely got that baby.
Fontanilla del Mar.
Yeah, that looks like it could be nice. We're kind of in the middle of nowhere though up there. So, well, I guess you could walk to the beach, but other than that, you're hanging out with your neighbors, which may or may not be a good thing, depending on your neighbors. Okay, so what do we got here?
Pescadores, vigilantes.
Yeah,
Does that mean they're watching out for fish?
watching out for fish.
Oh, and there's a rooster. Is it? Hello. Ooh, a bunch of chickens under there.
Let's go to the beach.
Isn't this quaint? I mean, this is a real authentic Panamanian fishing village.
Clearly the fishing boats go out from here. I mean, it's, you can get fresh fish just driving into Coronado, right? Like right in the beginning, as soon as you make the main turn. And, they do fillets, they do shrimp, they do langostinos, different kinds of fish right off the boat. And these would be the boats that they would be coming from, which is from here about 10 miles down the road.
And that spit you see behind the boats is Vista Mar.
Pretty cool. This is sort of a surprise to me. I would not have expected this. I would expect to see this on big trawlers or something like that would go out into international waters, not on these smaller boats, and that's the Panamanian flag. Typical ship would have the country of origin on it, which obviously in this instance is Panama. See the Panamanian flag, red and blue there with the stars. This is another one upside down. They've all got it in some form. That one actually looks like a real flag, and so on and so forth. I just would not have expected them to be on such small boats, because we're in the middle of the country at the moment, in the middle of Panama, and it's a long ways to the Costa Rican border. Same thing, long ways to the Colombian border. But maybe they do. Maybe they take these babies out that far. What do they have in these things? Well, now we see this is for the catch. They put the fish down in there. And lots of net. Lots of net. I guess that's for the person to kind of stow their stuff and stand. Same thing back here. But you know what? There's not a lot of room in these boats. It's got to be hard work. Really hard work to be fishing in one of these boats. And you know what? I don't see any engine. Seems like even more work, but I would venture to say that they take the engines home with them rather than leave them out here. Put it on every time they go out. Attach the engine, bolt them on, and then go, and then take them back off again. Wow, that would be a lot of work.
Now, if you recall, when Pat was showing you the boats a few minutes ago, you could see the spit of Vista Mar Marina behind us, and we're actually driving towards that now. There's basically a river on that side as well that separates Vista Mar from the town of San Carlos, and we will come right up against it.
Dogs here.
And as you can see, this is a really large beach, and it certainly has public access, and a lot of picnicking, partying by locals and anybody who lives around here. which is a plus because other areas don't necessarily have that. Certainly
If I need to
Coronado
make a
doesn't
guess,
have
I
that.
would make a guess that this road ends and we can't go any farther. But again, maybe I'm wrong because it's starting to look paved. And maybe it does go.
So we thought something would be out here, but then it became really clear, like, there's nothing out here except us. So, time to go. Back out, head into town. And then go on the highway, which is going to be really interesting because this is Holy Week that we made this trip. And in Holy Week, the Pan Americana Highway is typically 2 lanes one direction, 2 lanes the other. But because there's so much traffic coming out of Panama City, that they make it 3 lanes going one way and only 1 going the opposite, which is very weird because you're in a 2-lane typical highway and there's people coming at you and you can't cross over. Sometimes to make a left-hand turn across, you have to drive like 10, 15 miles out of your way.
Yeah, we're not going up there.
Which we actually did have to do in order to make the turn.
Twice.
But it was so disorienting.
Yeah, because we caught it both ways, going and coming. You'll see that coming up. And it is a free-for-all, too. Because there's not a whole lot of traffic lights or people directing traffic. It's every man for himself or every woman for himself.
Yeah, the police did a pretty good job of keeping everybody in line, though.
Yeah, but plus everybody's just crawling. You're not going real fast. At this point, you're doing like 8 miles an hour. So it's not like there's going to be a lot of accidents.
For this car, we would be stuck for sure. 2-wheel drive, definitely.
We're recording.
No, I know I wasn't recording on purpose. It's okay. What I was going to say is if you're recording and you wanted something on it, if you're going to talk, gotta talk louder. Like you're very under your breath and I won't be able to clean it up.
See the gate on that? Holy smokes. Can you back up?
No.
That was gorgeous. Metal ornate gate.
Somebody just yelled at us. Nice. It's the police clinic. Juan Vega Mendez. Okay, where are we going now? Where are we going now? Let's go this. No, we don't want to go that way. Hey, there's the tribunal electoral.
Yeah,
That's where you get your cedulas and stuff.
interesting.
Basically, immigration. Which way?
You have to go right.
We do?
And is this 2-way? It's hard to tell.
Wow. There's
Yeah, I think it's-
there's some building. Look at that thing. It's got a little lookout going upstairs there.
Okay, lost the net. Yeah, so there's another road along. Don't go in the ditch.
I'm not going in the ditch. I'm just going to this guy to go by.
Do you see it?
Yeah.
There's a few streets to the left of us still.
Well, it would be easier for me if you just yell out left to right with a little bit of warning. Because I got to watch the road. Because
Okay, so when we come up
no, just yell
to the
left
fork
to
in the
right.
road, here, go left.
Left.
Okay?
Yep. Didn't we already do that? Yeah. Oh, yeah. We turned around right here at this place, Emilio Salazar.
Oh yeah, you're right.
We turned here.
But there are other streets there. Turn anyway.
No. This looks more interesting. There's people here. There's humans walking around. And a restaurant. Nice. With cakes. And a pharmacia. Mini market. Another market. And another market.
Having the shops up here by the main highway makes for easier deliveries, easier access for people coming and going, and also makes the shops available to people just driving along the highway.
All right. Wow, there's like 6 or 7 markets here, one right after another. Literally.
We're right at the highway.
There's about 8 or 9 of them. A couple restaurants. This is the Pan American Highway. Yeah. Coronado, 10K, nice. We should stop at one of those fruit stands here. Want to film out the window? This is going to be hard to get back on the highway. I guess all they have is watermelon.
Watermelon, cantaloupe, pineapple, honeydew melon.
You want any of the above? Yes? No?
Nope.
No? All right.
I was really looking for some vegetables. Unfortunately, I didn't see any.
Here we go. And you go, what's this? Well, watch.
Instead of all going to one side, the cars moved to both sides so the ambulance could go up the middle of the road.
That other guy just did a U-turn. He just went through the drainage and flipped to the other side. It went in the other direction. Didn't want to put up with this. You know, everybody's doing that. That ambulance, little by little, is getting through.
Maybe that's what they're supposed to do here.
Here's a question, and it's going to be interesting to see what they do. Is this every man for himself up here where the lanes sort of merge into one, or is there going to be a cop here?
Well, there is police here.
No, I know, but I mean, somebody should be like, 3 cars go, next lane, 3 cars, 3 cars, 3 cars, 4 cars, 4 cars. No, you know what I mean? Somebody should be like, you could speed it up infinitely faster by...
Well, it's usually 1 and 1, isn't it?
Well, I don't know, but I'm just saying, what's this guy doing? You could stop a good... This guy's jumping ahead? Wow, that was crazy. Can he just jump 2 cars?
And
This bus guy is not gonna... Oh,
what? Ass.
whoa.
Here's where 2 and 2
Go
turn
ahead.
into 3 and 1.
Pull up. Maybe the silver car will let you in. There's space to push your way in here. Just do it. Look at him. Yeah, he's going too. All right.
Driving in Panama. Good times.
Stay up.
Yeah. us into a 2-lane highway again, even though it's only one. Turn it into a 2. That's funny.
San Carlos, Panama. I really like this little town, but I find the more that we drove around Panama and different places, the more it was kind of weird. I didn't expect myself to maybe be this way, but I really like the really truly Panamanian towns. Being around a million expats in a typical expat community, it's great, and it's easy to get adjusted to it because basically you're in Florida for the most part. I mean, like as Vistamar as an example. If you're in Vistamar, you might as well be in Fort Lauderdale or Miami or somewhere like that. I mean, that's pretty much the way they are. Nothing wrong with that. As a matter of fact, it's great. They're beautiful. But, maybe it's just us, but when you go to another country, you want to learn the language, you want to speak Spanish or whatever language it is, you want to assimilate in and you want to be a local. You want to, meet local friends, be able to talk in their language and live amongst the locals as best you can. So these little towns are pretty cool. San Carlos struck me as one of those. And obviously it's going to be cheaper for sure. 100% there. So if you're on a limited budget, that's a whole nother thing. That's a plus. If you like this, hit the like button as always. Hit the bell over here for notifications when we do a new video. And by all means, subscribe to the channel. Got a lot of subscribers. It's growing really fast. So one more for you. It's definitely going to be nice. All right. So until that next video, see ya.